Hey guys, check it out! You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube! Oh no! Freya Skye fans may have noticed there have been a lot of Freya Skye videos and content popping up on this YouTube channel ever since her first ever EP was officially announced for February 4th, 2026. It has been officially released. I'm expecting great reviews for this one. Also, I'm expecting a fair share of criticism to come in for this, but I want you guys to know that I will forever and always have your back against all the criticism that Freya Skye is bound to receive. Because here's the thing. I have loved Freya Skye just like each and every one of you with all of my heart. Every single time that I've ever pushed record, I simply speak from the perspective of a fan, never knowing quite what to expect in the future. Because the most beautiful thing and most exciting thing about everybody's future is we never seem to know what that future has in store. And I think for every Descendants and Zombies fan, that's what makes this future extra special. And all I've ever wanted to be is a part of that future and to share in all these unforgettable memories that we have created together with each and every one of you. And I had the chance to do that because of Descendants and Zombies. I have loved recording my thoughts and sharing them with you, my story about how I became a fan of Freya Skye, because I felt the same way that each and every one of you have about Freya Skye ever since the very first moment I ever laid eyes on the girl. I knew she was going to be something special. I knew she was going to go on to hold a very special place in the hearts of every Freya Skye fan, and I'm really expecting this EP to receive raved reviews and millions of downloads off Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music in general. This is going to be an awesome time for every fan of Freya Skye, and I just wanted to honor each and every one of you. And if I was ever going to be a part of a conversation that had anything to do with Freya, it was going to have to be something nice. Because I know that there are a lot of YouTubers out there that have this desire to say something critical about Freya Skye, and I have always believed that there is never any room in any conversation, criticism, or constructive criticism, I should say, about Freya Skye. I think that if we're all going to record videos about Freya, we should say something nice. To give that one girl out there who forever and always has supported your videos hope for that foreseeable future. Because somewhere out there in this really big universe, even with how big this universe seems to be on times, there's always that one girl who loves Freya Skye with all of her heart. Over 95% of the Descendants and Zombies audience are all girls. They're all female. And the one thing that you've got to understand is that sometimes it's very difficult to create content for a girl that she's going to fall head over heels in love with. And some way or somehow I've been able to understand this niche and give them the content that they could truly appreciate and really run away with something special from every single time. And it's been my honor to create all these wonderful videos for every girl who has ever loved Freya Skye with all of their heart. I have read down through the comments of every Freya Skye music video, all the photos that Freya Skye has recently been throwing up in coalition with promoting the Stardust EP, which looks absolutely phenomenal. Just actually a couple of moments ago, before I pushed record for this video, I saw some of the latest photos for the EP Stardust that had been released, and Freya Skye looks undeniably gorgeous. Here's the thing about Freya Skye. Even with how far Freya Skye has already come, she still has such a long way to go. And I'm so excited to be a part of that future and to share in that future with each and every one of you. Descendants and Zombies not only gave me a chance to talk about the franchises and meet thousands of people, it gave me an opportunity to share with you my story about how I became a fan of Clarke, because it all started with Clarke for me. Many moons ago, it started with Dove Cameron. And when Dove Cameron saw the exit sign and left Descendants and Zombies behind in her past, Clarke picked up from where Dove Cameron had left off. And Clarke went on to captivate millions of people for donning the character red. And she did it so powerfully and far more effectively than anybody could have ever had the opportunity to really bring a Descendants character to life. I remember having so much respect for Clarke, and I seem to have carried that with me for at least the better part of the last 3.5 years. After a 5-year hiatus was seen with Descendants and Zombies, and nobody knew quite what to make of it, here comes characters like Clarke Red and Malia Baker's Chloe Charming, and they really brought the Descendants franchise back to life in a way that no other cast could have ever previously done it. Even with how revered and how much of a special place the original Descendants cast, like Mal and Evie's characters played by Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson, will go on to hold a very special place in each and every one of our hearts, I think that the new cast of Descendants was represented so phenomenally. They went on to hold an even more significant place in each and every every one of our hearts. And likewise, the Zombies cast did the exact same thing. Unquestionably, even with how Zed and Edison's characters played by Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim went on to hold a very special place in each and every one of our hearts, so too are these new characters representing the new franchise of Zombies, because we are setting up for a far more beautiful story and a far more effectively loved story that I think all of us are going to really enjoy and appreciate between Freya, Skye, and Malachi Burton, because their chemistry is truly undeniable. They have forever been supportive of each other. They have forever and always been appreciative of being in each other's presence, and because they've been so appreciative of being in each other's presence, they have allowed themselves the opportunity to create so much magic and so many wonderful moments that thousands of people have felt a part of. We all have truly felt special, and we truly have felt a part of something special ever since the new Zombies cast became a part of our lives. And with how quickly we fell in love with them, that gives us more of a reason to be excited for that foreseeable future. Today marks the first official release of the first ever Freya Skye EP. It features some of her hit singles like Silent Treatment. And I remember when Silent Treatment first was released back on December 2nd, 2025, and how everybody could never seem to get enough of it. Everybody was so excited they immediately started recording their own reaction videos because they wanted to be some of the first, myself included, and some way or somehow I was able to beat out the algorithm. For those of you who have been subscribed here to this YouTube channel for a very long time, you may have noticed that I have recorded hundreds and hundreds of videos about Freya Skye because I've loved having the opportunity to share with you my story about how I became a fan of her. I remember seeing her on The Next Step from YTV many moons ago and falling head over heels in love with her, and I have forever been supportive of her from the very first moment that I ever laid eyes on her, because I knew she was going to be something special. And I have always believed that no matter what form of criticism we talk about, there has never been any room in any conversation about your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars where criticism has belonged. When Freya Skye goes home on a tour bus every night for the rest of her life, and she's afraid to watch herself on YouTube because she's afraid of what people think about her, that really presents a problem for me. That creates an issue. And there is something that we can do about that, because I've heard everybody from Logan Paul to Ryan Seacrest to TMZ to Rotten Tomatoes have something to contribute to saying something, anything at all, about Descendants of Zombies. Some of it negative. At least 75% of the conversation is negative, and the other 35% of the conversation, anywhere from 25 to 35%, is positive. But I think the percentage of positive reviews is never enough, and never can be enough, because we never seem to say enough nice things about Descendants of Zombies. So I wanted to go out of my way, even if that meant to dedicate the rest of my life to talking about Freya Skye with all of my heart put behind every video that I would ever push record for. I wanted to go out of my way and take it upon myself to be that one guy who understood his audience better than anybody else ever did in YouTube history, and would create relatable content for every fan of Descendants of Zombies that they would feel connected to and somewhat appreciated. And you know something, somewhere, somehow, with everybody falling in love with this YouTube channel and having made it their favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, my dream became a reality. And it happened because of each and every one of you. How much you believed in Freya Skye, how much you purchased her merch, how crazy you were about her music. Everything, every general aspect made everybody fall in love with Freya Skye. And now we're sitting here today so excited about the release of her EP. We are celebrating it, I remember, at midnight when her new single Silent Treatment was first dropped. And millions of people were so excited to listen to it. You can still listen to it as of right now off FreyaSkye.com, and you can purchase her EP. It is really a phenomenal time to take full advantage of really understanding and getting to know Freya Skye for the person that she is, because every day more people become fans of Freya Skye, the people who didn't even know she really existed. I found out about Freya Skye because of each and every one of you and how much you loved your specific Descendants of Zombies cast, from either the past or the present. And ever since I fell in love with these cast members, I've always taken something special away to appreciate from these millions of conversations we've had. Every day I look forward to pushing record and sharing with you my story about how I became a fan of Descendants of Zombies, because you never know how many fans of Descendants of Zombies every video that you will have the honor of uploading and creating are going to reach. And some way or somehow I've been able to connect with thousands of people through sharing my insights, my character breakdowns and reviews, because I've been able to do it in a very powerful way, far better than any other YouTube creator who has ever come before me or ever will come after me has been able to do it. Because each time that I've told this story about your favorite Descendants of Zombies characters, I've told it differently. It's all about how you believe in these fairy tale characters from Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, because of course it brings back a lot of fond memories from your childhood when you may have been a fan of Beauty and the Beast. I grew up with a lot of girls who were fans of the original Beauty and the Beast animated classic. It was first released in 1991. I remember being there, and I remember being so taken away by the original animation for Beauty and the Beast and the story between Belle and the Beast. Now, while people offered a lot of criticism towards Beauty and the Beast in the years to follow, I think that if you took away a greater understanding and a greater appreciation for that story, you really would have understood how Belle felt about the Beast and how the Beast likewise felt about Belle. So many people came down hard on the writers and producers of this one because of how Beast may have treated Belle early on in the movie, but if you noticed anything about it, they took away a greater appreciation and a stronger understanding for each other and what they wanted to get the most out of life for having done through at least halfway through the movie, because they gained a greater appreciation and understanding for each other. And they eventually would fall in love, as every Disney fairy tale character based off a princess's story would eventually go on to become. And I think Descendants of Zombies has represented that so phenomenally through the years and given more people more of a chance of believing in something special for every story about a princess or a prince and how they eventually would fall in love. And that's why I've always wanted to take myself up in the opportunity to be a prince in the Descendants franchise. I would definitely don the costume of a prince in the Descendants franchise to give you guys a character that you could find time in appreciating and a story that goes along with it. Because without a story for a prince and a princess to tell you, how do you really know anything about them? You just see a story played on screen, but if you have a story that you can find time in understanding and appreciating, you take more value away from it. And you come away appreciating it more and more as time goes on. And I think as time has went on, that's why the Descendants fan base has truly expanded into something so phenomenal. And I have never felt more honored to be a part of that and sharing that with so many wonderful fans who have always and forever taken something special away from Descendants of Zombies. I have always been preparing people for a zombie apocalypse. Actually, after I get off this video, I have to make my way to the local mall to prepare myself with the essentials, food, water, and medical supplies, because you can never be too prepared for a zombie apocalypse happening. And I've always believed that everything that I've seen on TV is real, so Descendants of Zombies found a very special place in my heart that I've carried with me for forever and always. Simply put, ladies and gentlemen, it's been my honor to be a part of these stories and to share in these stories with thousands of people who have loved Descendants of Zombies with all of their heart. Because you are here because you love people like Freya, Skye, and Kylie Control with all of your heart, and I forever and always supported you. Many of you who have come to know me over the years have realized that I have dedicated the rest of my life to uploading videos about Descendants of Zombies, and that may feel like forever, like a really long time to a whole lot of people. But if you can't dedicate the rest of your life to Descendants of Zombies and recording content and videos, then what's ever the point? I think your purpose is pretty much defeated if you ever upload a video about Descendants of Zombies. You might as well just go through with uploading videos about Descendants of Zombies for the rest of your life. It will allow you to reach more of a bigger fan base, and you know, your content will achieve so much severity. And it's forever and always held a special place in my heart knowing that I could create all this wonderful, relatable content to thousands of people who saw something special in every video that I would go on to upload. Over 110,000 views have happened for this YouTube channel. In just a couple of days, we will celebrate this YouTube channel's latest milestone, which is over 110,000 views. And nearly 4,000 people have subscribed here to this YouTube channel, making us the most popular Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. I've always taken away a greater appreciation for the stories of Alice in Wonderland and Cinderella and how they've been both told and represented through the years, because each time that you watch it or you hear the story, it's told differently. It may not feel that way to a whole lot of people, but every single time you hear the story of, say, Cinderella, it's told differently. Every single time you hear the story of Alice in Wonderland, it also is told differently. So I think that everybody has a different reason as to why they're a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Many of you fell in love with the music, many of you fell in love with the story, but however you became a fan of Descendants of Zombies, you are supported here on this YouTube channel and you're understood. And that's why this YouTube channel has precisely nailed it when becoming everybody's favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. If you are somebody who has downloaded Freya Skye's EP after purchasing it today off FreyaSkye.com and you're one of the first people to listen to this EP, I love you so much, man, because it shows how much you love Freya Skye with all of your heart and how you have forever and always been there with her from the very beginning, because many of the Freya Skye fans have been with Freya Skye from the very beginning. And that truly means a lot to me when I see how many millions of people have come out with so much love and support for her concerts, for her promotional tour, for her EP's release, because this is exactly what I wanted to see happen for Freya Skye, and why I've never felt more proud to be sitting in this chair celebrating it with you today, the release of her first ever EP, because there are many more opportunities yet to come, and yet for us to witness when it comes to talking about Freya. Because we can never seem to have enough time in every day that we have these conversations to share our love with Freya Skye. Because in all honesty, guys, the more love and support that we show for Freya Skye, the further she is going to go with her career. She is really going to go the distance. I have never seen a girl write such beautiful lyrics for such beautiful music that makes perfect sense. She is really the first person in years to write such beautiful music that makes such perfect sense, that resonates with millions of people, and eventually, some way or somehow, in whatever capacity you want to talk about, touches their heart. I would be lying to you if I told you that Freya Skye's music never did touch my heart, because it did. From the very first moment I saw the person I thought I knew, both the music video and heard the song, and really found time in appreciating it, I really fell in love with it. And ever since I heard that music video and saw that song played out, I always wanted to be a part of everything Freya Skye had happening for her. Seeing her share the stage with her fellow cast members of Descendants and Zombies was a true honor for me. If I was ever going to review anything this past summer, it was going to have to be the Worlds Collide Tour. I wanted to be front and center. I always wanted to take myself up in the opportunity to dance on stage with a bunch of zombies. And if there ever was a guy on YouTube who believed in this franchise with all of his heart, it was yours truly. And I had never felt more honored to review the Worlds Collide Tour in the way that I had the opportunity to. And now we look ahead to Freya Skye's World Tour for Stardust, and it kicks off on Friday night. It will kick off in Portland, Oregon, and many of these cities that Freya Skye has sold out, 15 cities across the United States, I have had something to do with over the years. And I've always loved when people have the chance to promote things like their EPs and really achieve more exposure. I'm hoping that Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour is going to happen, because if Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour comes into fruition and happens for people like Kylie Control and Freya Skye, this is exactly what they forever and always needed to have happen for them. It will offer them more exposure, more people will get to know them for the people that they are, and that's why I've really appreciated how these stars take the time to sit down for the Q&As, for the PR, to give you a chance to get to know them for who they are, and for you guys to really have a chance for them to get to know you, because without you, Descendants and Zombies would have never happened. It would never exist. And I think that with the passion that we carry with us, that's made Descendants and Zombies into a global phenomenon. It's made it stronger. And we as people and as fans have become stronger too, because we've taken something special away from Descendants and Zombies every single time that we may have ever had a conversation. I have to say, some of these photos for Stardust look incredibly beautiful. I think the original photos that were released for Silent Treatment back in December were also equally as beautiful and very impressive. We have all taken something special away from Freya's image, and it's something that I hope that she maintains and will continue to maintain for many years to come, because some people will shy away from what made them a success, what made them a superstar. We've seen Miley, we've seen Demi, we've seen Selena do this time and time again. But if you maintain that same image, it will make you a stronger person in the end. And I think we're all stronger together as fans of Freya Skye. Continue to support her into that foreseeable future, which again, the most exciting thing to take away from the future is we never seem to know what that future has in store. I'm just as excited about the future as each and every one of you are. That's why I'm here, to profile the future and to tell you how I truly feel about it. You know, what more needs to be said about the Stardust EP, only that it's phenomenal. That it's definitely something that's going to be remembered by people for many years to come. If you guys have got your golden ticket to your dream in hand for Freya Skye Stars Line Tour, which kicks off on Friday night, man, I love you with all of my heart, and I hope you have the time of your life. Never pay attention or buy into the Kool-Aid that the critics are trying to get you to drink, because that's how they want to make you feel. They want to get reactions out of each and every one of you. If you have a ticket to one of the Stars Align Tour concert shows this coming weekend, I want you to go. I want you to have fun. And I want you to have the time of your life. And I want you to come back and tell everybody, including your friends, how much of a fun time you had at the Worlds Collide Tour this past summer, because the summer of 2025 will forever be a summer that I will never, ever forget. Because I got to share in it, not just because I got to talk about Descendants of Zombies, but because I got to share in it with each and every one of you. Because there are never enough opportunities, seemingly enough, for us to share our story about how we became a fan of Descendants of Zombies, and that's something I got to experience and share in with each and every one of you. If you are somebody who is new here, hi, welcome in. It is my honor to meet you. Of course, I am your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I am one of the biggest fans of Descendants of Zombies ever to honor Descendants of Zombies on his YouTube channel, and I've really had the time of my life creating all this wonderful, relatable content for so many thousands of people who love Freya Skye with all of their heart. If you are somebody who loves Freya Skye with all of your heart, man, I understand and I get you and I certainly appreciate you, and I would love for you to be a part of this conversation, because we can never seem to have enough time to have these conversations with thousands of people, time after time and time again. Thank you guys so much for loving Freya Skye as much as what you have. If you haven't already downloaded or bought the Freya Skye EP, it's called Stardust. It's available for order now off of FreyaSkye.com. It came out just this morning, and people just can't stop talking about it, posting photos and reviews of their own about Freya Skye. But I think these are some of everybody's favorite reviews that Jonathan Clarke has gone out of his way to post, because I'm just like each and every one of you by the time every conversation comes to its end. I'm a fan of Freya Skye, and I will forever continue to be a supporter and a lover of Freya Skye's music and her content, because we can certainly find time in appreciating it and forever and always taking something special away from it. If you are a fan of Freya Skye, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for being you, because forever and always, there has forever and always been only one you. And I think we still have a long way to go, a journey that we will never ever forget, and a journey that I have never felt more honored to be a part of and experienced with each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for loving Freya Skye with all of your heart, and thank you guys so much from wherever you're watching this video and hearing my voice this morning for watching this video, because together, forever and always, we have always shown so much love and support for Freya Skye, and it's something we will continue to do for that foreseeable future. I have never felt more honored to be a part of this incredible journey that I never want to seem to end or to have seen its conclusion, because you guys have forever and always held a very special place in my heart. For the Freya Skye fans, you have forever and always represented yourselves for being, and thank you so much for just being you. Thank you so much for watching this video and believing in Descendants of Zombies as much as what you have. I, of course, am your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I have never felt more honored to share in these conversations with each and every one of you. Thank you so much for having watched this video.